Yes, everyone, what's going on? My name is Stephen Howson. This is Full Time Devils. Manchester United have beaten Watford. Top of the league, Watford, I might add. 2-1 at Vicarage Road in what I thought was a very professional, very tactical performance from United. And I want to say well done to everybody involved with that one. So, let's get stuck straight into it then. So, what United did was they lined up in a very narrow 4-1. You could say 4-1-4-1, you could say 4-4-2 diamond, you could say 4-2-2-2, but either way, what they lined up in was a very effective formation to do what we had to do, and that was to see the game out. Now, Watford have a very particular set of skills, skills that are a nightmare for people like you, skills that have enabled them to win so many games so far this season and put teams like Spurs away, and put in better performances than we did against Brighton and put in better performances than we did against Burnley as well. Now, what they've been very good at is set pieces. They also like to get it wide and bang crosses in. What we did today excellently was nullify that, and we nullified that with the use of Marouane Fellaini, Chris Smalling, Nemanja Matic and Paul Pogba, and we nullified it excellently. They still cause us a few problems at set pieces, but if you watch Watford, you also know that they're susceptible to set pieces as well. And it looks like, when you look at the reaction of Jose Mourinho to the second goal, the way he goes after Carrick and McKenna, it looks like something has been worked on in training and come off. The way he goes to them, I thought was really interesting the way he went to him. I think it really points to the fact that there was something planned there and something happened there, which they was a part of. So that I'm really happy to see. I thought, aside from that, I thought United didn't play amazing football, but I thought Paul Pogba's spreading of the ball all over the place was excellent. And considering that it was two very narrow sides, we actually found a lot of space in the middle, which was something I didn't expect to see. I thought it'd be ultra compact in the middle. But then I thought, Pogba really was switching the play left and right all over the place. Thought Sanchez didn't have a great game, and I thought Jesse Lingard didn't really have a great game. And even though alongside him, his partner had a pretty good game, I thought Lindelof was a little bit poor as well, and Valencia. There was a couple of pretty ordinary performances, but I thought those who played well. I thought Lukaku played well. It was good to see him peeling off to the left instead of the right, or as well as the right, more so than he usually does. I thought Marouane Fellaini, I've seen Chris Smalling being given some of the plaudits, and as I said, I thought Pogba played very well. But Marouane Fellaini was man of the match, arguably again, because I think he was probably man of the match in the Burnley game as well. Marouane Fellaini, fantastic today. Very specific job that he was given to do. One of those being a target that peels off to the back post. He did that very well, effectively, creating chances, causing havoc, getting an assist, involved in the build-up for a couple of those goals. And then he was the screen. He was someone that was stopping the opposition, putting balls into the box, and he was effective in both boxes today. A true number 8. And when he's bad, I slate him for it, and when he's good, I'm praising him for it, because that's what it's all about. And I think Marouane Fellaini being very, very good in the 2 games that we've seen him back-to-back here with Burnley and now today against Watford, I don't think that should cloud anybody's judgment and make you think that this is a guy that should be playing probably in the next match in the league against Wolves, because that's a very different prospect altogether, and they're a team that don't like to go long, that don't like to use height, that do like to use trickery and fast play, and that is where Marouane Fellaini can get found out. So I don't want to put too much of a dampener on it by saying I would drop him for the next game, but here's the truth, I would drop him for the next game. There is a time and a place to use him. Today was that time and place. We identified that prior to the game starting, so it was the time and place for it to happen before the game. But now I think it's also the time and place that against Wolves you go with a bit of a trickier defence. That being said, with Matic getting a red card, the chances of Marouane Fellaini playing have probably gone up significantly. Right, what you guys saying in the comments? Stop having a go at Marshall. He's rusty because he didn't play, says Anthony Marshall. I think that's fair enough. Yeah, he was rusty. We'll see what happens. He plays in physical games. He is a specialist player, says King Tomo. I agree. Someone saying Fellaini gave the ball away a lot this game. Well, let's have a look at that, because I'm not sure he did, to be honest. He was involved a hell of a lot with everything. Let's just get him up. Let's just see what he actually did. Fellaini, and he was 81% pass completion. So, and he also recovered the ball a hell of a lot as well. 10 ball recoveries. No, 4 out of 5 tackles, 5 out of 5 clearances. No, I'm going to say he didn't give the ball away a hell of a lot today. The game man of the match, says Richard Stainer. I tell you what, Big Dave did save our bacon a couple of times right towards the end, didn't he? So, yeah, absolutely. Marshall to play against Young Boys in the Champions League. I think that's not a bad shout. We're trying to figure out, with the Derby game coming up, you're like, well, there's going to be a lot of fringe players included in this. Wouldn't mind seeing Chong or Gomez given an opportunity off the bench, and then you go, hang on, look at how often some of these players that we've got in the squad don't play. Juan Mata, Ander Herrera, Anthony Marshall. This could be a serious team that we put out against Derby, even if we're just playing rotated players. McTominay looked rusty. There was an element of rust in a few of those players, I definitely think so. Pogba gave the ball away a lot. Let's have a look at that one and see what we're saying there then, because I'm not sure Pogba gave the ball away a lot. There was a few times he misplaced it, but Pogba was also trying things. And when you're trying things that are a bit more risky, you are more likely to give the ball away. Let's have a look. Pogba, 81% pass completion. Again, wrong, so no. LB. Who's LB? Who's you mean by that? You mean Young? Fellaini was incredible, says Avi. Marshall should play left wing instead of right wing. Well, he should also probably be able to play either side as well. Why didn't Fred play today, says Caleb. I don't know, maybe he's saving him for midweek. I hope that's the case. Opinions on Young? I still think he gives the ball away far too much. And there was an example towards the end of the game there where he allowed the ball to come to him. When it was coming to him, he had 10 metres of space around him, but he dilly-dallied on the ball that long, but by the time he took his first touch, someone was right on him, and he had to then go long with it, and when he went long with it, he just pumped it into the channel to nobody, and that's my issue with him. He does that far too often, and when he does that, he invites pressure onto us constantly, and it was from the pressure that he created there that we led to what we saw right at the very end of the game. So there's times that he can put a decent cross in, and today was one of those games that ball does work, but too often that ball doesn't work as a plan A, and that's my issue. Pogba lost the ball showboating a good 7 or 8 times. Well, the stats don't show that he lost the ball 7 or 8 times showboating. He did lose it at the end showboating, where he should have not done that, but yeah, fair enough. McTominay was a bad decision. Fred would be so much better. We've also got to remember, people are saying in the comments here now, this guy was rusty, that guy was rusty, this guy was rusty. Now, if you only bring players on that aren't rusty, then those that aren't getting games are going to be even more rustier by the time you eventually give them a game. So, squad management, I understand it a little bit. Lukaku's commitment is second to none, absolutely, especially for the size of the guy. Terracing around the pitch when you're that kind of size can't be fun for the guy. Hope Mata starts versus Young Boys. He's barely had a look in this season. I absolutely agree. I'm convinced Sanchez has become an average player, says Joseph. I don't think he's become an average player, but what I will say is I think he's probably not getting the best out of himself at the moment, and I'm not sure that we're getting the best out of us as a team with him in it. I think we could probably be playing better football without him in it, to be honest with you. Fred or Pereira will play in the next game. I hope both, to be honest. We need to stop the careless passes, giving the ball away. Our pass completion is still pretty good, to be honest. It's not that crazy. Annoying Matic got a red. It is annoying because it's going to change what we was going to line up in the next 3 games, absolutely. We played well in the first, and towards the end we looked very sloppy. I think it's because we didn't get that 3rd goal, to be honest. Apart from that, yes. Bay, do you think we're going to start him soon? Yes, I hope so. I think so. I'm glad they bought in Marshall. He needs more minutes. I still think he can be great for us. Let's hope so, mate. That long ball to Sanchez from Pogba, just wow. Will Delo start for us against Young Boys? Well, what Mourinho said in his press conference was he needed another 90 minutes under his belt, and then we can say he started to recover. He said that about him and Rojo. Rojo obviously didn't see the game out and did not look great in the game either, but Delo did. So hopefully he puts himself in contention. Didn't say he was going to start, but he said he will put himself back in contention. So that's that. Why do I think Lindelof did poorly? I'm not saying he's done poorly, but what I am saying is I think he probably didn't have a great game. I think he was a bit anonymous. Matic is only out for 1 game. Oh shit, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, my bad. I just saw the red card and thought 3. Yeah, he is only out for a game. I am mistaken on that one. Is it the end of Rojo and Jones? Hopefully. Lingard and Valencia very poor today. Yeah, I thought today could have been a good opportunity for Jesse Lingard, because I thought you could probably get at that back 4, put them under pressure a little bit, but Lingard was kind of in no man's land and wasn't really able to get forward and do that with them. And in a game where I sort of said this is going to be a bit like a championship level game where it's going to be quite a lot of long balls going back and forward. I think because of that, I think that it was probably harder to get involved for someone like Jesse Lingard and possibly even for Sanchez as well. Why is Mata left on the bench? When you write this question, do you honestly think I know the answer to that question? Why was this guy brought on? Why was that guy brought on? I'm not Jose Mourinho. I don't know why. I can't give you the answer to that, can I? I don't know. We should have killed the game off. We should have killed the game off. Who was my man of the match? I say Fellaini. I think Fellaini was doing it at both ends for me, and that I am very happy with. Chris Smalling I thought was excellent against Deeney. I think Chris Smalling generally is excellent against those that offer a physical threat, but when he comes up against players that are a bit trickier and a bit more, got a bit more nous about them, that's when he can get found out. But up against that straightforward physical threat, I think he's very good at that. I reckon Lingard was tired. That's not a bad shout, to be honest. Opinion on Mourinho's tactics. Thought he got them spot on. When you watch Watford and you look at how they play and what they're weak at and what they're strong at, you have to go, this is how we're going to beat them, set pieces. And we did that. So I'm more than happy with that. That's happy days. Right then, I am going to wrap it up, but thank you guys for joining us. Adam will be back with the fan cams very, very soon, so keep it locked to Full Time Devils for all of those. And if you want to continue chatting, then I'll be live in about 20-25 minutes over on my own channel when I've got all the stats and all the in-stat data that we can put on screen. But thank you guys for checking us out. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll see you in the next one. Laters.